All right, good evening. I'd like to call this regular meeting of the Board of Fire Commissioners to order. South King Fire for January 25th, 2024. All commissioners are present, except for Commissioner Fuller, who has an excused absence. I'd like to ask Commissioner Vedino if she'd lead us in the pledge, please.
United States of America, to the republic which stands one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, item 3 on the agenda is the approval of the minutes from the regular meeting on December 21st, 2023. I will ask two new commissioners to abstain from voting since they were not commissioners at that time. So we'll need a motion and a second. So I will ask Commissioner Vedino if she will make the motion, and I will second.
I move to approve the minutes from the regular meeting on December 21st, 2023.
Okay, I will second it. Are there any additions, corrections, minutes? All right. There's been a motion made and seconded to approve the minutes from the regular meeting on December 21st. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
No? Abstentions? All right. Then item 4, commissioner comments. Start with Commissioner Vedino.
All I want to say is welcome to our new commissioners. We're glad to have you.
No comments at this time other than it's nice to be here.
Hey, Chair. I just want to say welcome. Thank you to the voters for voting for us. I look forward to working with the stopping my journey. I always done public service. So one thing I want to say is I've always talked about public service and talked about serving the community. So that's why I want to remind everyone. We all know this. That's why we're here. Public's for the community. Keep them safe, especially with a new community coming in. We all know that light rail is coming in. That we have to grow along. Practice will change. Population will change. Going to bring some change to the city. Look forward to working with everyone. Make sure that South King is the paradigm of fire departments. Other things to say, but I'll save it.
All right. And in terms of commissioner comments, yeah, Happy New Year to everyone. Welcome to our new commissioners, and we're off and running. Okay, agenda item 5, election of board chair for 2024. How we'll do this is I will ask for nominations. I will ask 3 times for nominations. The nominations do not need a second. After nominations are over, I will ask the nominee or nominees if they'd like to take a minute and explain why they think they should be the chair. After that, I will ask for the board secretary to do a roll call vote. If there is no majority, I will ask for a vote 1 or 2 more times. At the end of the 3 votes, if there is no majority, I will remain as the chair until we hold another election for chair at the next meeting. And I'll, since this never happened before, I'll have to rely on our attorney to maybe give us his advice in terms of whether we wait, do an election at the next meeting at the end of February, or if it's better if we hold a special meeting in the next week or so. Do that. If there is no chair chosen tonight, then there will be no vote on a vice chair. All right. All right, election of board chair for 2024. First call for nominations. Are there any nominations?
I'll nominate, sorry, can't talk, nominate Commissioner Baruso for chair.
All right. Second call for nominations. Are there any other nominations? Chair. Hearing none, we'll ask a third time. Are there any other nominations? Hearing none, we have one nominee, Commissioner Baruso. Any comments you'd like to make?
No, thank you, Chair. Thank you, Carolyn, for the nomination. Really, the only thing I have to say again is more on public service. It's about leadership. I think Chair Gates, this comes around like service, but I also have to learn. But I know that with everything comes with change at some point. And but it's for me, it would be more of guiding cooperation with the present commission, go where we need to go, see the vision, grow, kind of go from there. I know that, like I said, we all know that in the fire service, change and culture is difficult, acceptance sometimes difficult. But at times, it has to come. So at some point, like when I retired, still went to work. Retired, you're always going to know it's time. Sometimes our job as leaders is to mentor the other people to come to take our place. So I've always talked about that. Do that as my model. So not me this year, where it is me this year, I expect others to step up in the coming years, take it also. So that is the job of the chair. Sometimes I get a little.
Okay, Board Secretary, would you do roll call vote, please?
Commissioner Pedino? Commissioner Burris? Commissioner Gates?
Baruso.
And Commissioner Baruso? All right, that was 4-0 in favor of Commissioner Baruso.
Very good, congratulations.
So we have the election of the vice chair. Excuse me, election of vice chair. So as in previous with the chair, I'm going to ask for 3 times for a nomination for vice chair. 2. But I believe come up with anything today. How we have to run. Okay. So that being said, I will take the entertained nomination for vice chair. Vice chair from anyone.
I nominate Commissioner Gates.
I will not accept the nomination for vice chair, and what I would have said earlier is I thought I would have been the best person to be the chair again with my experience, et cetera. And that the important thing that the board needs to look at is succession planning. And therefore, very important for the vice chair to be, in this case now, one of you. Because you may very well be on the board longer than I am, so I think one of the two of you, vice chair, start learning what the chair does.
Is it permissible to try and encourage you? I didn't hear no, so I'll take that as a yes. We need, we're talking about mentorship. And we need you and your experience to mentor Ursa.
That does nothing for succession planning. So no, I will not take the position. Let me in turn nominate Commissioner Badino.
So we had a nomination for Commissioner Gates. Commissioner Gates down the nomination. Based on session we have now, Gates is nominated. So, that being said, any more nominations for vice chair? Second call. Third and final time. Any more nominations for vice chair? Time. Nominations are closed. Go ahead and take a roll, please.
Commissioner Badino? Commissioner Briss? Commissioner Gates? And Commissioner Briss? Oversight. Badino, okay. And vice chair would be Commissioner Badino with a vote 4-0.
Thank you. I want to first, I'd like to say for your time. You're not free from me. So after you a lot. Time. Forward again. Following today. So we're still on our agenda. Thank you. Commissioner Medina, you want to say anything? All righty. So we're down to public comment. And please, any public here, please state your name and address for the record. And also please limit your comments to 3 minutes or less. When specifically scheduled on the agenda, we'll be requested to give their name and address, of course, remarks addresses the board as a whole. We ask for form and respect, others and other opinions, but the most important, conducting public business and public meeting form. Any of that type of breach of decorum or disrespect for anyone in this public meeting would not be tolerated. Should there be a lack of decorum in attendees, where we ask to leave the proceedings if the lack of decorum disrupts the meeting or distracts participants in the public meeting process, the meeting shall be immediately recessed by myself. If decorum is restored as provided by the Open Public Meetings Act, 30.050 in South King Fire Commission. I have as the chair, the authority to preserve order in the meetings of the board, recess the meeting and or to cause the removal of an individual from the meeting, disorderly conduct, and have any public. Yes.
Hello, Joel Barrett. Ooh, Jesus. Joel Barrett, this loud, sorry. I just would like to come up and speak and thank Commissioner Gates for your years of service as the chair. It is appreciated. And I hope you mentor the other two. And I'd like to also congratulate Craig and Greg. Thank you and welcome to our family.
Thank you.
Good luck on your 6 years. And congratulations on the vice chair. Thank you.
Who's convincing you? Thank you. Any other public comment? Hearing and seeing none, public comments closed. We're going to move to item 7 on the agenda. As Commissioner Committee reports. So we're going to move to Resolution 642, surplus apparatus.
A resolution of the Board of Fire Commissioners of South King Fire, King County, Washington, authorizing the sale of surplus department apparatus. Adopted by the Board of Fire Commissioners of South King Fire at regular meeting this 25th day of January, 2024, with the following commissioners being present and voting.
I will make a motion that we approve resolution number 642.
Motion by Commissioner Gates, second.
I will second it.
Seconded by Burrs. Any discussion on the motion? Discussion, all those in favor? Aye. Aye. Have unanimous. Resolution 642 passes. Item 9, down the Pape easement, the 320th property.
Yes, good evening. As everybody knows, we are in the process of selling the 320th property. We've entered into a purchase and sale agreement, which I signed in December. And we're in the good faith period. The earnest money's been deposited and the potential buyers doing their good faith and due diligence. And so we were approached to have, to grant an easement across the property by Pape. And since we're in the purchase and sale agreement and the property may or may not be ours in the future, we've told Pape that we can't grant them an easement at this point. So it's mainly just informational for the board of where we're at with Pape, and that because we're in the purchase and sale agreement, we can't enter into an easement for property that we may sell in the future. So
You're going to ask where the easement was.
basically across the frontage of 320th, it's a sewer connection. And it's not necessarily a bad thing. It's just not within our power to grant when we're in the middle of a sale agreement.
Question?
I
Thank
have
you.
one thing real quick. There's been a couple of comments. If all of you could make sure when you speak, you're speaking directly into the microphone. So there's been a couple of comments that they aren't catching every single word that you're saying. So
Thank you. So that being said, no questions. We're going to move on to item 10, administrative team report.
So the commissioners all received the staff reports in their packets. And so are there any questions from the board as it relates to the administrative reports?
No questions.
Comments, questions?
Yes.
Thank you. Item 11, down to January budget. Unanimous.
Good evening, commissioners. Welcome to the board. If you saw my report, I provided the information on how we closed out the year. We did rather well, so we're happy to see that. Starting off the year at a good start. We're currently 0.42% under budget. So as the year progresses, we will keep you informed, but we are looking forward to another good year on the budget. And we have a meeting scheduled internally on February 12th to go over everything financial with our administrative team, because we have a lot of financial things to talk about this year with our budget and revenue and the maintenance and operations levy expiring and the fire benefit charge and a whole plethora of things. So busy year from a budget and a finance perspective, but we're starting out the year good. And with the particulars, I'm going to pass the mic back to Summer, and she will read you the monthly expenditures. One note from last year, we had 185 individuals. We just had an increase in our staffing, and this report accounts for 200 individuals now paid with the fire department.
Okay. Mid-month utilities are totaling $137,933.08. Accounts payable totaling $1,380,970.22. Payroll direct deposit for 200 individuals totaling $1,575,426.51. EFTPS payroll taxes totaling $333,796.28. Medical claims processed as of January 23rd, 2024, totaling $353,926.02, bringing our grand total to $3,782,052.11.
Any questions?
None?
Okay,
I'll make a motion that we approve the
Thank you.
vouchers.
I'll
Thank you.
second that.
motion to approve vouchers by Commissioner Gates, seconded by Dino. Discussion at all? Not? Favor approval of vouchers? Aye.
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 Aye. Last item. Item 13. Adjournment. Oh. I know it doesn't. I just had a question for Chief. I know that you attended the legislative day speak in Olympia. Could you speak on anything about the bills that are out, just if at all?
I'd be happy to.
Thank you.
So Tuesday this week was legislative day at the state capitol. So with Anthony Hemstead, help, we were able to touch base with a couple of the elected officials, and we were able to provide support at a couple of hearings, primarily on the TIF housing or the TIF bill. The bill would make it a requirement that the junior taxing districts, so us, South King Fire, would have a voice in the creation of a TIF by a city, that we would actually have a vote and we would be able to approve the TIF or not. That bill had another committee hearing on Wednesday. It has not been voted on yet. To the best of my knowledge, it hadn't been voted on, or at least it hadn't been posted today, and I hadn't heard anything from Anthony. So that bill is still moving forward. It's very important to us because it does give us a voice in the creation of a TIF. And we know that the federal way, the tax increment finance area has a negative impact on our budget. The other House bill was directly aimed at our levy. There is an interpretation that our levy may be in jeopardy because of a supplanting clause that's in legislation. That bill passed the committee and is being advanced, and it passed the committee pretty much on party lines. And so the assessment is that that bill will continue to move forward and will probably pass because it's being voted on party lines and it's a Democratic majority in the legislature this session. So it's a quick session. It's 60 days, and there's hope that both of those bills will continue to move forward and pass. They both benefit us quite a bit and help quite a bit. After meeting with Representative Orwell, we were able to sit in on a hearing on mobile integrated health and community crisis teams and lend our support to legislation that would extend immunity and clarify insurance requirements for community response teams, which is important for us as we continue to build our program and get ready to launch a program. Knowing that we have some protections under state law is going to be important as that program moves forward. So those were the big highlights of the interaction that day. It was very productive, and it was very interesting to see our government in action.
Thank you, Chief. Did anyone else with you attend?
No, not this time.
There are some, if you, I would ask the other commissioners kind of keep track of those type of things. Right now, there's a lot of fire bills going on. Affect us. Nice opt out in, they say, right? Bill, very important. And some other ones in there. So if you haven't looked at the supplemental budget, it has out a couple fire things in there. Especially like right now, court session is pretty quick. It's going to go. So that being said, there's no other business. This meeting is adjourned.